Our final honoree tonight is an incredible community member and an exceptional story. He spent 26 years as a Border Patrol agent and executive at U.S. Customs and Border Protection, where he focused on law enforcement and border security. Through his work, Michael DeBruhl saw the complexity of immigration up close and personal every day. He rose to the position of Chief Patrol Agent of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands and was a member of the agency's Border Patrol Tactical Unit. After he retired in 2014, concerned with the changes he saw in the public opinion and public rhetoric directed towards migrants, he decided to volunteer for a local shelter in El Paso, Texas. That's when it all started, huh? Soon he took on a new role as the director of Casa del Sagrado Corazón shelter. At the shelter, Mike helped migrants who had just crossed the border, providing them with basic necessities and support during their first days in the United States. It also bears mentioning that many in this room have experienced his insightful presentations about realities at the border as part of various border immersion experiences that you have participated in. Mike's journey from helping detain migrants to helping meet their first needs in the U.S. highlights his commitment to treating people with dignity and respect. For his career-long commitment to security and compassion together, it's my pleasure to honor Michael DeBruhl as a keeper of the American dream.
Thank you. I'm not sure how to follow all that, such wonderful honorees. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank Elizabeth Newman and Jenny Murray and the National Immigration Forum for this wonderful honor. When I received the email from Jenny regarding this honor, I was, quite honestly, I was taken aback and sincerely humbled. There are so many people out there doing wonderful things in the migrant support community. So I accept this honor on behalf of everyone, all of those people, all of these people doing this wonderful work. I'd also like to thank my lovely wife, Norma, who encouraged me to come out from the operations side and speak. She kept telling me that I had a unique perspective that would add fidelity to this discussion that we were all having about immigration in the United States. So let me proclaim tonight, boldly and definitively, you were right. Again. You know, on the day that I graduated from the Border Patrol Academy, my father, who was an immigration inspector at the ports of entry in El Paso, Texas, pulled me aside and told me, "Today your life changes. Remember that in your job as a Border Patrol agent, you will not be dealing with widgets. You're not a customs officer." Any customs officers out there? No denigration to you all. You're not a customs officer. You'll be dealing with human beings. Show all of those you encounter respect. Allow everyone their dignity. That snippet of advice that was given to me by my father all those years ago really defined and shaped how I approached my job while in the Border Patrol. And I noticed in my time and ascension through that agency's ranks that the most thoughtful and best leaders also shared those same values. Let me also say, though, that at the field level, one cannot be a Border Patrol agent and not be changed by witnessing day in and day out the profound human toll of a journey marked by hardship. Immigrants and their families endure not only the unforgiving natural elements traversing multiple countries, the perilous Darien Gap, and countless other dangers, but also the brutal realities of being robbed, sometimes beaten, kidnapped for ransom, or worse, in their long trek of hope. It is a deeply affecting experience, one that leaves an indelible impact on anyone who bears witness to it. You know, there's a lot of talk about the importance of having a secure border these days, and I fully agree. My own personal belief is that every country has the right, nay, the responsibility to enforce immigration laws and secure its borders. We need to know who's entering our country, their backgrounds and their intentions. But this does not mean we cannot also have an immigration process that is fair, just, and respectful of human dignity. These two ideas are not mutually exclusive, and every day that we remain entrenched in polarized debates over whose position is right is a day lost in moving us closer to solution. Now, I was spurred to volunteer in migrant shelters because at a certain point I began hearing what we all hear. That is that everyone coming across our southern border are criminals being released from prisons and insane asylums, and that countries are sending us the worst of their societies. Things that I knew not to be true. This gained from personal experience through interviewing hundreds of people while working in the field as a Border Patrol agent. All this finally capped by children being separated from their parents. That is not the America that I grew up in. And certainly not the Border Patrol that I had spent a great deal of my life in. In December of 2022, I was asked by Rafael Garcia, the pastor of Sacred Heart Church in El Paso, Texas, to help him with the running of an old gym turned migrant shelter. In a great act of faith, he threw open the doors of that gym to 1,000 migrants who were outside the church and shelter. Soon thereafter, he and I were discussing my arrival, and I told him that my presence there was motivated by things that I was hearing and seeing that I could not abide by, and not due to a religious calling or anything like that. His response was, "I'm not so sure about that." As I awoke on November 6th, I did so with a sense of resoluteness that now, more than ever, we must continue to put one foot in front of the other and continue the good work. I stand firm in the conviction that demonization and denigration of those seeking entry into our great country conveys weakness, not strength, and does not reflect accurately the historical value of fairness and human dignity of the most powerful nation in the world. Thank you.